Hello, it's me again, if you didn't know who I was referring to when I said me. How's 2020 so far? I didn't really have a resolution other than to make less fart jokes, but that's going to be pretty difficult because today, grown adults and teenagers of the internet probably thinking we sound like ironic memes, I will be tackling the behemoth that is global warming. Also look out for this weird guy throughout the video. Okay, bye. You've probably heard people talking about global warming recently, and you probably also know that they're talking about this because it harms our planet. We have somehow flushed enough chlorine and bromine into the atmosphere to damage the ozone layer. We can't even see the ozone layer, and yet we are still harming it. A single chlorine atom, an atom, can get this, destroy over 100,000 ozone particles. Essentially, we're burning a hole in the ozone layer, which ironically stops the sun from putting too much heat into our planet, which is causing a lot of natural disasters to us. Disasters like flooding, thunderstorms, droughts, and heat waves, to name a few of them. All of them following harshly harming not only us, but almost all life on this planet. This is why you see people talking about it and trying to stop it. And this is why it's such a big deal. So you know what global warming is almost guaranteed by now. Most of you will know that multiple things we do to harm the planet are like fly tipping, etc. But here are some things that affect global warming you may not have known about. Hydrochlorofluorocarbons, which is not only a long word that protects me from copper, is essentially products that mostly or entirely contain
carbon, hydrogen, chlorine, fluorine, methane, ethane, and propane.
products like deodorant and foam blowing agents contain these, for example. These aerosols and stuff put fumes into the atmosphere that contain chemicals that directly damage the ozone layer. This is the simple yet complex explanation on how some of the products we use harm the atmosphere. Cars and transport damage it too, but the real complex stuff begins now. Okay, let's have a look at how much carbon we produce. See just now, that was 2.57 million pounds of carbon into the air, forever. Feel bad about breathing? Don't worry, it's not that big of a deal. When we breathe, we only exhale 2.3 pounds of carbon a day. Of course, little of that actually matters if you live in a forest surrounded by trees. Okay, let's play a game. Guess how much carbon we will be produced by the end of this year. Okay, time is up. Drum roll, please. We will produce a massive 3.71 billion metric tons of carbon this year alone. This is ridiculous. We need to stop this. We are literally breaking records for destroying the planet. We have got to be the worst species ever to hit this planet. But not all hope is lost for us. There's a tiny spark of hope. We have found many ways to help prevent global warming. Some of these are including
Recycling our waste.
Using less hot water.
Avoid products with large amounts of packaging.
Riding a bike.
But I don't know how.
Then learn how.
Keep your thermostat at a reasonable temperature.
Turn off your electronics.
You mean stop watching this video?
No, of course not, but don't waste any electricity by watching other channels.
Try to keep your tires at a reasonable pressure.
Change your light bulb.
How many budget films voice actors does it take to change a light bulb?
3 of them.
But most importantly, stop the littering. This is a video amongst itself. Seriously, litter produces more carbon than you can imagine, or for me to be bothered to bring the numbers back into the equation. So, in the end, So here we are at the end, again. This video took a lot of time and effort, and I know the visual elements aren't the best, and by that I mean they're literally just flickering images on the screen, but they still take a lot of time to make. Sure, less than the script, but nevertheless a lot of time and effort is always put into these videos. Well, I said it from mine, but can't guarantee with James. I have lots of fun making these and I would appreciate if you would subscribe. Don't feel the pressure to subscribe though, but for you subscribing is an easier way to get videos out faster and with higher quality. Hopefully you know your stuff on global warming by now. I know that I do. If you enjoyed the video or learned something new, my goal here has been achieved. Assuming that you all like this video, and the majority of you probably have good manners, I feel I should give another final big "You're welcome." Budget Films Production.